Hello designers! Renee here, ready to guide you through a nature tour poster tutorial. We'll be exploring some of the great effects you can get with standard Photoshop brushes and utilizing layer masks to have our elements interact. Follow along by downloading the freebie pack of magnificent hand-drawn illustrations at designcuts.com. Open Photoshop and go to File, New. Enter a width of 18 inches, a height of 24 inches, and a resolution of 300 ppi. Choose RGB for color mode, then click OK. Click the Create a New Layer icon. Double-click the name of the layer and change it to Morning Background. Now click on your foreground color swatch to bring up the color picker and enter RGB values of 241, 219, 179. Press Option Backspace to fill the layer with the foreground color. Now select your brush tool. Select the first brush, Soft Round. Press your right bracket key several times to increase the size of the brush until it's about 3000 pixels. Click your foreground swatch at the bottom of the toolbar again, and this time select a bright yellow color. In this case, RGB 241, 231, 179. Now just click around on a few areas of the background. It'll be subtle, but it'll add some variation. Now we'll repeat this process with a pinkish color. Choose a warm pink like RGB 231, 199, 186, then use your brush tool to add a small amount of it to the layer. Now go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to the indigo watercolor background image and click Place. Hold Shift while using the corner handles to increase the size. Make it large enough to fill the entire artboard. Press Enter to complete. This will be our sky, but let's make it a little more turquoise. With the watercolor layer selected, open your Adjustments panel and click on the first icon in the middle row to add a hue saturation adjustment. Then change your hue to -10. Make sure to click the icon on the bottom left of the panel to clip the adjustment layer to only the layer directly below it. Select your horizontal type tool, click once on the artboard and type Urban Nature Tour. Select the text, then open your character palette and change the font to Sequel Regular at 175 point. Tighten the leading, the space between lines, to 200 point, set kerning to optical, and increase the tracking, the space between letters, to 25. Lastly, click the color swatch on the character palette and enter RGB values of 38, 61, 77. Select your type tool again, click on the artboard, and type Spring 2016. Select the text, and in your character palette, change the font to Botanica Script Regular at 72 point, or a similar hand-drawn script font. Tighten the leading to 75 point, set kerning to optical, click the color swatch on the character palette, and enter RGB values of 164, 244, 245. We'll put this just to the right of Tour. We have one last bit of text. Click on the artboard with your type tool and type April 25, 9 a.m., the quad, BYOB, parentheses, bring your own bike. Select the text and change the font to a tall handwritten sans serif font like this one at 48 point. Leave the leading at 0, set kerning to optical. Then click the color swatch on the character palette and use the eyedropper to sample the color from Urban Nature Tour. To create a bullet on a Mac, type Option 8. On a PC, open your Glyphs palette at Window Glyphs, scroll down to the bullet and double-click it. We'll position this below Tour. Now we'll place in some foliage to frame out the top edges of the poster and interact with our event title. In the Layers palette, click the Create a New Group icon. Double-click the group name and rename it Pink Branches. Drag the Pink Branches group below the text layers in the Layers palette. Go to File, Place Linked. Navigate to the large branch with pink and press place. Use the corner handles to rotate the branch just over 90 degrees. Then position it in the top left corner of the artboard and press Enter to place. Now we'll duplicate this same branch several times. In your Layers palette, drag the large branch with pink layer down to the Create a New Layer icon to duplicate it. Go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. This will help it look a little less like an exact copy. Now go to Edit, Free Transform. Use the corner handles to rotate the branch about 110 degrees. Position it at the top of the artboard so that the pink flowers sit just behind the end of Urban Nature. Now duplicate the first branch, rotate the duplicate about -15 degrees, and place on the far right side of the artboard to begin framing the right side of the poster. For our last pink branch, duplicate any of the layers that have been flipped and rotate it so that the flowers will just peek out from the right side of the artboard. Now let's add some pine branches. Go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to the Pixel Buddha folder. Select 74 and press Place. At the top of the artboard, increase the size to 200%. Make sure to click the link icon between width and height so it sizes proportionally. Enter a rotation angle of 180 degrees. Press Enter to complete and position the branch on the far right side so it just barely peeks out from the edge of the artboard. Now we'll simply duplicate this branch several times to frame the edges. Rotate and adjust as needed. Hold Shift to select all of the 74 layers, then click the Create a New Group icon and name the new folder Pine Branches. I think we need one more bunch of pink flowers, so I'm going to duplicate our first group, reflect it, then place it behind Nature Tour. Alright, now we're going to add 4 images along the right side of our poster. Create a new group and name it Mushroom Group. Now click the Create a New Layer icon and drag the new layer into the group. Name the layer Mushroom Background. Select your rectangular marquee tool. Hold Shift and draw a 4.5-inch square in the top right of the artboard. Click the foreground color and select a medium green color like RGB 89 136 23. Click OK, then press Option Backspace to fill the selected area with green. Click the Effects icon at the bottom of the Layers palette and choose Drop Shadow. Enter an angle of 90 degrees, opacity of 35%, distance of 20 pixels and size of 8 pixels, then press OK. Now go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to the Paint Texture Volume 3 13 in the Tom Chalky folder. Press Place. Hold down Shift and use the corner handles to reduce the size of the texture until it's just a little bigger than the green square, then press Enter to complete the placement. Let's change the color so it blends better with our green. At the bottom of the Layers palette, click the Effects icon and choose Color Overlay. In the dialog box, choose a blend mode of normal and click the color swatch. Select a deeper green than the square, like RGB 68 92 34, then press OK. Now we'll just want to mask the texture so it stays within the bounds of our green square. Hold Command and click on the thumbnail of the mushroom background layer in the Layers palette to create a selection. Now press the Add Vector Mask icon at the bottom of the Layers palette. Go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to the mushroom image. Press Place. Hold Shift to maintain aspect ratio and use the corner handles to reduce the size about 55% until it fits nicely in the middle of the green square. Now we'll give our mushroom some ground to stand on. Click the Create a New Layer icon and name it Background Grass. Drag this layer under the mushroom layer. Click on your background color swatch and use the eyedropper to select the darker green of the texture. The brush we're going to utilize will use both foreground and background color swatches. Hold Command and click on the thumbnail next to the mushroom background layer to create a selection. Now choose your brush tool. Click the arrow to the right of the brush thumbnail and choose the brush called Grass. Now press the right bracket key on your keyboard several times until the size is about 1200 pixels. Drag your brush across the middle area of the square to create some background grass behind the mushroom. It'll look a little more natural if our foreground grass is a little closer to the color of the mushroom, so click on the foreground color swatch and use the eyedropper to sample the tan color on the underside of the mushroom cap. Click on the Create a New Layer icon and drag the new layer above the mushroom. We'll name that Foreground Grass. Press the left bracket key several times to reduce the brush size to 700 pixels, then drag your brush across the bottom of the square several times. Then press Command D to deselect the square. Now go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to the Feather and Sage folder. Select FS Transparent Tape 02 and press Place. Position the transparent tape at the top middle of the mushroom group and press Enter. Now we'll repeat for the bottom piece of tape. Go to File, Place Linked and choose Tape 4. Position at the bottom of the mushroom group and press Enter. Now create a new group and name it Butterfly Group. Inside the mushroom group, select the mushroom background layer and drag it to the Create a New Layer icon to duplicate it. Drag the duplicate into the new butterfly group. On the artboard, use your Move tool to drag the duplicate layer below the mushroom image. To keep things casual looking, move it a little to the left and go to Edit, Free Transform and give it a slight rotation to the right. Press Enter when you're done. Click your foreground color swatch and change the RGB values to 116, 213, 230. Press OK, then press Option-Shift Backspace to fill the green square with our new blue color. Now we'll rename the layer Butterfly Background. Press D, then X to change your foreground color to white. Select your brush tool and in the brush presets, choose the brush called Per Stroke Brightness Variance. Use your right bracket key to increase the brush size to 400 pixels. At the top of the artboard, change the brush opacity to 30%. Create a new layer in the butterfly group and name it Clouds. Hold Command and click the thumbnail next to the butterfly background layer in the Layers palette. With the Clouds layer active, start dotting your brush across a couple of areas on the blue square. You'll see the brush automatically vary the color from white to gray. This will add depth to our clouds and will brighten it up considerably when we're done. This technique works much better if you continually click and release instead of dragging the brush. So when you're done, press Command D to deselect. In your Adjustments palette, click the Hue Saturation icon. Click Colorize and make sure to clip the adjustment to the layer below it. Change your hue to 188, saturation to 45, and lightness to 10. Now we'll add a butterfly and a flower. go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to Lilac Light 04. Then press Place. At the top of the artboard, enter a width of 70% and change the angle to -30 degrees. Place in the bottom left area of the blue square. To mask the lilac so it stays within the bounds of our blue square, hold Command and click the thumbnail next to the butterfly background layer in the Layers palette. At the bottom of the Layers palette, click the Add Vector Mask icon. Go to File, Place Linked, and select the Watercolor Butterfly 13 file. Press Place. In the top bar, change the width and height to 35% and position in the top right of the blue square. Then press Enter to complete. This time we'll use washi tape to affix our image to the poster. Go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to the Pattern Pop folder. Choose Washi Stripe Gray and press Place. I'm going to give my tape a very slight rotation to match the rotation of the square, about 3 degrees. Place at the bottom middle of the butterfly group and press Enter to complete. In the Layers palette, drag the Washi Stripe Gray layer down to create a new layer icon to duplicate it. Use your Move tool to drag the duplicate washi tape to the top left of the butterfly group. Now create a new group and name it Flower Group. Again, we'll copy the mushroom background layer from the mushroom group and drag the duplicate into the new flower group. Use your Move tool to drag the duplicate layer below the butterfly image. Keep the placement loose by rotating the image to the left and positioning it a little more to the right of the artboard. Press Enter when you're done. Click on your foreground color swatch and change the color to a darker, more muted green, like 106, 116, 57. Click OK, then press Option-Shift Backspace to fill the square with the new green color. To create a little texture in the background, we'll use one of Photoshop's standard brushes. Create a new layer and name it Leaf Texture. Select your brush tool and in the brush presets, select the brush called Scattered Maple Leaves. Then increase the brush size to 1100 pixels. Create a selection around the square by holding Command and clicking on the thumbnail next to the flower background layer. Press X to change your foreground color to black, then brush over the square several times. Press Command D to deselect. Go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to the Starjam folder. Choose Flowers 4 and press Place. At the top of the artboard, enter a width and height of 70%. Position in the bottom left of the newest square. Now we'll mask it. Hold Command and click on the thumbnail to the left of the flower's background layer. Then click the Create Vector Mask icon. Duplicate the Flowers 4 layer. Drag the new layer below the first Flowers 4 layer. Click the link icon between the image thumbnail and the mask thumbnail on the Flowers 4 copied layer. This makes it possible to move the item within the mask without moving the mask. Go to Edit, Free Transform, and use the corner handles to reduce the size slightly and give it a 45 or more degree turn in any direction. Duplicate the most recent flower. Drag this layer below the other two, then reduce the size and give the image a slight rotation. Press Enter when you're done. Now let's add a tiny bit of shadow to separate our flowers. Create a new layer and name it Flower Shadow 1. Place it between the bottom two flower layers. Select your brush tool and in the presets, choose Soft Round. Press the left bracket on your keyboard several times to reduce the size to 200 pixels. Press Command and click the thumbnail on the flower's background layer to confine our drawing area to the square. Drag your brush in one smooth motion around the edge of the bottom and right flowers where they overlap the top flower. Now create another layer and name it Flower Shadow 2. Drag this layer between the top two flower layers. Drag your brush along the edge of the bottom left flower where it overlaps the flower on the right. Press Command D to deselect when you're done. Now go to File, Place Linked, and choose the Leaves 22 file. Then press Place. Rotate about 125 degrees and position at the top right of the flowers. In the Layers palette, drag the leaf layer below the bottom flower layer. Duplicate Leaves 22, drag the duplicated leaf layer just above the flowers for Copy 2. Go to Edit, Free Transform. Rotate the leaf to the left and position it in the top left of the square. Duplicate again and place this one at the bottom right. Make sure to keep the leaves within the square. If they fall outside the square, just use the masking technique we employed with the flowers. Now go to File, Place Linked, and select Washi Triangles Peach, and press Place. At the top of the artboard, enter a width and height of 65%, then place at the top left of the flower square. Duplicate the layer, then go to Edit, Free Transform. Rotate the duplicate 175 degrees and place at the bottom right of the square. Now duplicate the flower background layer from the flower group. Drag it outside the group. Create a new group and name it Basket Group, then drag the background layer into the new group. Position the basket background square below the flower group and give it a little rotation to the right to continue our slightly irregular placement. Click your foreground color swatch and change the color to RGB 89, 103, 127. Press OK, then press Option-Shift Backspace to fill the square with the new color. Create a new layer and name it Basket BG Texture. Click your foreground color swatch and change it to RGB 52, 65, 82. Just slightly darker than our existing color. Hold Command and click the thumbnail next to the basket background layer to create a selection. Select your brush tool. Press your left bracket several times until the size is reduced to 20 pixels. Now we'll just draw some messy lines going from top to bottom. Drawing quickly will give you the best results. Go to File, Place Linked, and choose Basket Chamomiles. Then press Place. Position over the middle to bottom of the blue square and press Enter. Hold Command and click the thumbnail next to the basket background. With Basket Chamomile selected as the active layer, click the Create Vector Mask icon. Now open the Mushroom Group folder and duplicate FS Transparent Tape 02. Drag the duplicate layer into the basket group. On the artboard, use your Move tool to position the tape at the bottom right of the basket square. Duplicate the tape layer. With the new layer selected, go to Edit, Free Transform. Use the corner handles to rotate about 180 degrees, then position at the top middle of the square. In the Layers palette, create a new group and name it Bicycle with Grass. This group should live just below the Pink Branches group. Go to File, Place Linked, and select the turquoise bicycle. Press Place. Position the bike in the lower left corner of the poster with the very tip of the front tire just falling off the bottom edge of the artboard. Now we'll use our grass brush again to build up an area for the bike to live in. Create a new layer and name it Grass Background. Drag that layer below the turquoise bicycle. Click your foreground color swatch and use the eyedropper to sample the background color of the mushroom square. Now click on the background color swatch. For this one, I'm going to sample one of the darker colors of one of the pine branches on the outer edge. Select your brush tool. In the presets, select the grass brush. Change the brush size to 1000 pixels. Now just drag the brush along the bottom of the artboard, going about halfway up the back wheel of the bike. Create a new layer and name it Grass Foreground. Drag this layer above the bike layer. Use the same brush to draw grass in front of the bike tires and in the lowest areas of the poster. To fill in the areas where blue is showing through, we'll add some dirt. Create a new layer and name it Dirt. Drag this layer to the very bottom of the Bicycle with Grass group. Click your foreground color swatch and enter an RGB value of 118:89:40. Select your brush tool in the presets and select the soft round brush. Drag the brush around the areas behind the grass, but be careful not to draw above the grass line. Now we'll tone down the brightness of our grass just a touch. We'll also make the background grass a little darker. Select the Grass Foreground layer. In the Adjustments palette, click the Hue Saturation icon. Change the saturation to -12, then click the far left icon to clip the adjustment to the Grass Foreground layer. Now select the Grass Background layer. Click the Hue Saturation icon and enter a saturation of -20, lightness of -12, and then click the far left icon at the bottom of the palette to clip the adjustment to the Grass Background layer only. Now all of our copy layers should be above the groups in the Layers palette. Find the Urban Nature Tour text layer and drag it to the Create a New Layer icon to duplicate it. Drag the duplicate below the original. Click your foreground color swatch and use the eyedropper to sample one of the darker pinks from the pink branches. Press Option-Shift-Backspace to change the color of the duplicated text to pink. Use your Move tool or arrow keys on the keyboard to move the pink text down and to the left of the original blue text. In the Layers palette, hold Shift to select both Urban Nature Tour text layers. At the bottom of the Layers palette, click the Create a New Group icon. Name the new group Urban Nature Text. Now click the Add Vector Mask icon. Open your Pink Branches folder. Hold Command and click the thumbnail of the first layer. Then continue to hold Command and Shift to add the selections of the other pink branch layers. Click on the thumbnail of each while holding Command Shift to add to the selection area. Close the Pink Branches folder and click on the Layer Mask thumbnail on the Urban Nature text group. Select your Brush tool and in the presets, change to the hard round brush. Your foreground color should already be black. Now we'll just find a few areas where the pink branches could lay on top of the text instead of behind it. Brush over those areas to mask out the letters and make the pink branches appear to interact with the words. Be careful not to do so much that it makes it hard to read. Next, we'll make parts of our blue background texture a little transparent to see our pretty morning colors and make the poster more legible. In the Layers palette, select the blue watercolor background layer. Click the Create a Vector Mask icon. Select your Brush tool and in the presets, choose the soft round brush. Increase the size to 2500 pixels. And change the opacity to 20%. Now we'll brush lightly over a few areas to let a little of our morning light shine through. Focus mostly behind the bicycle in the bottom area closest to the grass, but also a little bit behind our words. Our last step will be to add some wildflowers to the grassy area. Go to File, Place Linked, and navigate to Petite Fleur 82. Then press Place. At the top of the artboard, change the width and height to 10%. Position the flower in the bottom left of the grassy area. Now I'll duplicate the layer several times and sprinkle the flowers throughout the grassy area. Vary size and rotation for a more natural look. When you're done, put all the yellow flower layers in a folder called Yellow Flowers. Now we're going to repeat the process with Petite Fleur 8 and make a Pink Flowers folder. Create a new folder and name it Pink Bellflowers. Place Petite Fleur 9 and follow the same basic technique. The stems on the little bellflowers are pretty overpowering, so we'll use a mask to gradually fade those out. With the pink bellflowers folder selected, click the Create a Vector Mask icon. Choose your brush tool, and we'll continue to use the soft round brush, but reduce the size to about 100 pixels. Brush over the ends of the stems of each of the bellflowers so they appear to grow from the grass instead of sitting on top of it. And we're done! I hope you guys enjoyed working with these beautiful watercolor files. Whether it's your outcome for this tutorial or something new, head over to our Facebook page and share it with us. We love seeing your comments. Let us know what you think in the comments below and give us a thumbs up if you like the tutorial. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/designcuts to get more video tutorials and regular updates, or visit us at designcuts.com. Thanks for watching. Till next time.